Hey, it's Joey. Welcome to Better Ideas. Have you ever wanted to have just like uncomfortable amounts of energy? Do you lack the necessary energy to carry out basic daily tasks like going to the gym, doing your homework, doing the laundry? A lot of people will tell me that they're just too tired all the time, even though they might be sleeping like 8 or 9 hours, or they take a nap in the middle of the day. So if you're getting enough sleep and you're still feeling tired, then what's your problem? Believe me, I've been there. But I've gotten out of that state and into a more energetic state so many times that I know exactly what causes me to get into that low energy state and what I can do to fix it. So if you're interested in becoming somebody who is just teeming with energy, like their body is a hive full of caffeinated bees, I have some invaluable insight that will teach you how to become one of the most energetic people you know, and how you will never be tired again. Even when you want to go to sleep, you won't be able to go to sleep. Your wife calls you to bed, you say, honey, no, I gotta build something. I gotta be productive. So without further ado, here are 5 ways to increase your energy throughout the day and yeah, just be more energetic.
Well, you've got a nice co-star here.
Good.
Yes.
Number 1, you're gonna hate me for this, but number 1 is decide that you're not tired. If you've ever played competitive sports, I play hockey for instance, a lot of the time it's in the 3rd period, I've played like quite a hard game and I'm starting to feel really tired. Especially if I'm losing, I just kind of want to go home. I'm sort of a sore loser that way. But most of the time I'm sitting there and I tell myself, no, I'm not tired. I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna play hard, I'm gonna finish this game strong. And then I finish the game strong. Sometimes being tired is as much a mental thing as it is a physical thing. So if you think that you have a problem with being tired all the time, you'll start to identify as somebody who's tired all the time and you're gonna act that way. So step 1 is to be a more energetic person by believing you're a more energetic person. You have the power, believe me. Okay, now to the more practical tips. Tip number 2 is to not oversleep. A lot of the time people think that if they're tired all the time, it's because they're not getting enough sleep, which absolutely could be the case. If you're not getting between 7 and 8 hours of sleep, you should definitely think about doing so. But if you're getting like 8, 8.5, 9, 9.5 hours of sleep, 10 hours of sleep, and you still feel sluggish throughout the day, you're probably oversleeping. And I personally find that oversleeping is far worse for my energy levels than undersleeping. That's not true every time. Like, it's better to get 10 hours of sleep than it is 4 hours of sleep. But if I get 6.5, I'm gonna be 10 times more productive than if I get 10. The next most important thing when it comes to your sleep is to have predictability in your wake up time. Your bedtime's important. Try to go to bed at the same time every day. I like to go to bed at around 11:30. But if I want to be teeming with energy, I'm gonna wake up at 7 a.m. every single day without fail. If you start getting up at the same time every single day, it'll get easier and easier to wake up at that same time, believe me. So figure out a time that works for you and stick to that religiously. You'll thank me later.
Champagne with the roof gun, bump this jam back in Tucson.
Tip number 3 is to get exercise every single day and more intensive exercise every other day as a minimum. Every single video about energy you'll possibly ever go to will tell you to get exercise, and it's no joke. When I'm regularly going to the gym, 4 or 5 days a week, the amount of energy I have is insane. And if you've been to the gym like once or twice in the week and you're just starting to get into it, you might say like, oh, I didn't really feel that big of an energy boost. In fact, it made me way more tired. Stick with it. It takes about 1 to 2 weeks of consistently going to the gym before your body starts to realize that you're like, oh man, this guy is active. So it'll start supplying you with the energy you need to go to the gym. Your ancestors had to hunt down antelopes and bison and things like that with spears. They had to tire 4-legged running machines out and then catch up to those antelopes and kill them. And here you are watching YouTube. This is probably like the 7th YouTube video you've watched today. Don't click away. Human beings thrive on being physical creatures. You have to become a physically active person. That way your brain and your body will give you the energy you need to fit that lifestyle. Tip number 4 is eat better. And this is another cliche comment, but I'm serious, guys. Like, some of the best, most effective advice is the stuff that you've heard 1,000 times before. Your body is a temple, and you have to put the right churchgoers, and your body is a car and you have to put high quality gas and oil in that car in order for it to run optimally. I don't even really like this. Everything you put in your body matters. You don't need to follow a super fancy diet in order to feel good. In fact, if you're just starting out, I wouldn't recommend trying a crazy diet because you're probably not going to stick with it, probably tastes like crap, and you're just not ready for that kind of thing. So I've put together a couple notes here that are just some basics that will make you feel a lot better if you're not doing anything. So if your diet is crap, the number one thing you can do to fix your diet is to cut out sugar. Not cut it out completely, but like dramatically reduce the amount of sugar that you're having. It's like the least complex carbohydrate you can possibly. Eating something sugar packed is like throwing a lighter into a campfire and then watching it and you're like, oh wow, that was kind of cool, but now it's over. That's what happens when you eat a donut. It's like, it's useless. The second thing you can do is reduce the amount of carbs you're having, or cheap carbs at least. So a cheap carb is like a donut, a cookie, usually things that have lots of sugar and are highly processed, and switch them out with more complex carbohydrates like brown rice, potatoes, and stuff like that. And on that note, try to reduce the amount of carbs that you have in general and start replacing it with good fats like the stuff you find in coconut milk, avocados. Definitely don't do keto if you're just starting out. It's a really hard diet to stick to. Do it if you're more serious about weight loss or something like that, or bodybuilding. But just for now, try to reduce the amount of cheap carbs. Start eating some more healthy fat, more protein heavy things, meat, beef, fish. I like, here Johnny, you have two options. You have beef or meat. The only thing to be careful of is when you're having a lot of fat, it's usually pretty calorie heavy, so just make sure you're not eating at a calorie surplus unless you're actually trying to gain weight. There are thousands of videos on diet. Just don't listen to this one. The other thing you can do to increase energy levels through your diet is to eat more dark greens. It's a pretty accurate rule that the darker and richer the color of a vegetable, the more nutrients it has. This isn't true all across the board, but start substituting your little pathetic iceberg lettuce with spinach or kale. That will give you a lot more nutrients and make you feel better. And finally, drink lots of water. You know, there's tons of debate whether you should be drinking a gallon of water a day or 6 cups of water a day. 6 cups is too low, and a gallon is probably, if you're an average person, it's probably too much. I drink about 3 liters of water a day. It works for me. I'm on creatine, so I have to drink more water than usual. I'll drink this whole thing, which is 2.2 liters, and then I'll probably have various other drinks. So I probably drink a little over 3 liters of water a day, which is pretty close to a gallon, and I feel great. I feel so good. My fifth and final tip is to perform a midday reset. So naturally, as human beings, we'll have a sort of ebb and flow of energy all throughout the day. You know, sometimes we'll feel super hyped and then we'll come down from that. You can't avoid that. You can't be 100% all throughout the day unless you're on cocaine. Actually, even people on cocaine, they crash. Unless you're on meth. People on meth, they go for 48 hours. I personally have a pretty consistent crash around 2 to 3 p.m. every single day. And this is when my motivation and my overall energy levels really start to. And I'm usually tempted to either take a nap, browse Reddit, do something super unproductive. Instead of doing that, I've learned that the best possible thing I can do is one of these 3 things. Go for a short walk, meditate, or go to the gym. So you might be thinking, these things, aside from meditation, aren't really relaxing. They actually cost you energy. So why would I go do something physically strenuous if I'm feeling tired? Well, my friend, remember this law. That which costeth energy giveth energy. If you're feeling tired, go do something that expends a little bit of energy. I don't know why this works or what the science behind it is. The amount of times that I felt tired in the middle of the day, so I decided to take a nap, and then I got up feeling way more tired than I was before I took the nap, is an uncountable amount of times. It's an infinite amount of times. But the amount of times that I did something sort of I had to help somebody move, or I went for a little jog, or I had to chase a raccoon out of my apartment, that's never happened. I'm hyped after that. I feel really, really good. So next time you're feeling tired in the middle of the day, make that the time you do something physically active. Remember that which costeth energy giveth energy, and you'll be good. You'll be so good. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed these tips. If you are not subscribed yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to see a video like this ever again, if you want to see my face ever again, you will hit that bell icon, because YouTube is so messed up these days. If you don't hit that bell icon, you won't get a notification when I release a new video, so you might as well not be subscribed in the first place. So make sure you hit that bell icon, otherwise this could be it. Well, see you later. If you find this sort of content really helpful, we have a Facebook group down below. The Facebook group isn't down below, but there's a link to it in the description down below. If you click on it, it'll take you to the group. My plan for this group is to have enough people from my YouTube channel to be on there talking about self-improvement, talking about little productivity tips and stuff like that, helping each other out, building a community that has nothing but benefits for you. So if you want to be the greatest version of yourself, you'll click the link in the description, join the Facebook page, join the community. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.
I laugh me, baby, bust it open, bring it back. I'm the realest killer in it, I don't even need to act. Throwing up the racks, I'm just throwing up the racks, baby. Stack it to the ceiling, see we ballin' with the sack.